So I'm here this weekend at beautiful Mount Dora, staying at the Lakeside Inn. It's fantastic. And today I'm talking about the Olympus E-300. This is a fantastic camera. And I want to talk about something that a lot of the other reviewers have talked about, how a number of reviewers have out there said they love the camera, but they don't recommend it. And you know what? I love the camera, and I definitely do recommend it. Now, I do understand where they're coming from, because this is not a practical camera. It's 8 megapixels. There's no video. It's an old 4/3, not micro 4/3, 4/3 sensor. It's the precursor to today's micro 4/3. And its low light performance is terrible. It's noisy above 200 or 400 ISO. I mean, I just got to keep the ISO. So you can only really shoot decent pictures with it with great lighting so that you can keep the ISO low. It's very slow to write to the compact flash card. It's hard to take a good picture with this camera. And so if the reason that somebody doesn't recommend this is because it's not practical, that's kind of the point. It's like if you have a classic sports car. This camera came out in 2004, 21 years ago. And yeah, it's not as good as or as easy to use as a new modern camera. Those new modern cameras, you can't mess up a picture. But that's kind of the point. It is a lot harder. It takes a lot more skill to take a good picture with this camera. And if you can nail it with this camera, then how much better can you do with a regular camera? See, this camera's got soul. The thing I really love is you've got this offset through the lens Poro viewfinder, and it's really cool. I mean, you're not looking at an EVF, you're not looking at a screen. You're looking at actually through the lens, through a set of mirrors. It opens up sideways, goes through some mirrors in here, and you're actually seeing what you're shooting at. You can't get that in today's modern cameras. But the cool thing about this is that it's just the way it feels, and just using it, the tactile feeling of the buttons. It'd be kind of like saying this, right? If you have an old classic sports car, would you recommend that as your daily driver? And the answer is no, absolutely not. Like, I used to have old British sports cars. If you had a classic TR6, those things were such a pain. Dual carburetors, if the carburetors weren't lined up exactly, if they were out of calibration even a little bit, the thing ran terrible. It was a lot of work just to be able to get it to work. But oh, baby, when you got that thing humming, when you got those twin carburetors flying right, man, it was fun. And that's the idea with this. Is this a good daily driver? No. As your only camera? No way. But as an extra camera that you can take out on special weekends, like our trip to Mount Dora here, and take some pictures, this thing is fantastic. It really is. Because it takes a lot more work, it's a lot more classic, but it's got this feel about it. And unless you got a chance to play with this and put it in your hands, you're never gonna understand that. So I do recommend this. So here's how I ended up getting the camera. I actually picked up on Facebook Marketplace the lenses first. So there was somebody selling the Sigma 30 millimeter f1.4 and the Sigma 50 millimeter f1.4 for 4/3 system. I really didn't know that much about it, but I knew that it came with an adapter for micro 4/3. So, and it's really cool because you can get an adapter on Amazon. It's like $25, and you can adapt these lenses to the regular 4/3 sensor. And since they are still Olympus system lenses, all the electronics work, the apertures control works, the focus works, but the focus works really slowly. But what happened is I started shooting on my micro 4/3 with these lenses, and I saw how beautiful the images were. But of course, the focus was really slow. So I said, man, I need to get a 4/3 camera. And I started seeing how good the images were that I was getting out of this, how beautiful the pictures were with this Sigma lens. And I said, man, I got to get some more. So I ended up picking up a couple of the cameras, but I always wanted to get this one, the E-300, because I'd heard so many great things about it, and it was fascinating to me. Now, I knew it was an early camera in the system. I'd gotten some later cameras and they were really pretty good. Those had the live view. This one does not. This is the second camera that came out in the system. And so it doesn't have a lot of the features, but it's just cool. I don't know about it, it's just something different. So let me talk about what's special about this camera. So we already know it's an 8-megapixel camera, no video, no live view, but the way that they set this up is what's called a poro viewfinder, which means down inside of here is a mirror that's sideways. And so the mirror shoots the images off to the side, up through mirrors, and then through the viewfinder. And the viewfinder is off to the side. So you can see the viewfinder is offset instead of being in the center with that center prism. And that's a real important feature for me because when I shoot through the viewfinder, my big old nose doesn't get in the way because it's off to the side. That's a real plus. Now, the other part that I like about it is the CCD images. And I have to tell you that they are fantastic. As you look through the images I'm going to show you, the ones that I'm showing you are straight out of the camera. No adjustments, no changes. They're the JPEGs right out of the camera. They're that good. Think about the time that would save you if no processing, no changing, things like that. The images you got out were just really pretty good. And that's the case with this camera. So I can offload the compact flash card. I can take the images, upload them to my computer, and start sharing them with people immediately without having to do a lot of post-processing. Now, of course, obviously you can. I shoot with the super high quality in the RAW, and so I can play with the RAW as well. But even with the RAW images, the images are so beautiful and the color science is so great to start off with that it really just makes it easy to bring the images back in line. Now, once again, remember, this is an older camera, so you're not gonna be able to push and pull those images. So that means you gotta shoot them right in the first place. But if you got good lighting, you shoot them right, you get the settings and the aperture and the shutter speed right, then you're gonna come up with some really great images. And getting back to, once again, to my main point, if you can shoot a good picture with this camera, then you can shoot a good picture with any camera. And that's a really important thing. When this camera came out in 2004, it was $1,000 with the kit lens. In 2025 dollars, that's $1,700. That was a really expensive camera. And when Olympus put this out, even though, once again, early camera and first digital cameras, the digital DSLRs that they came out with, they knew that they had to bring it. Now, one of the things that people talk about when they talk about these cameras is, Brian, there's not a lot of lenses to choose from. And I agree, there's not a lot of lenses to choose from. And the ones that are available are expensive because they are rare. But I want you to remember that what something really costs you is what you pay for it, less what you sell it for later on. These lenses tend to hold their value for two reasons. One, it's Olympus. Olympus has been around since 1919. They've had a little experience making lenses. And so the lenses to start off with, they were, once again, these were expensive cameras and they knew it. And so they were bringing it when they made the lenses in the first place. The second thing is, as I talked about, with a $25 adapter that you could pick up on Amazon that transfers the electronics from this lens, you can use them with micro Four Thirds cameras. And this lens is beautiful. The depth of field and the way the depth of field falls off, the way the bokeh looks, I'm telling you. This lens is still gonna be worth a bunch of money as long as it's working years from now. So if I take care of it and it keeps working, then I can sell it for probably as much or maybe more. I might even make a profit if I hang on to it for a little while as these become more rare. So here's why you'd want to get this camera. It's classic, it's beautiful, it's wonderful to hold, wonderful to operate. Like taking a fancy sports car out for a weekend drive. It's really a beautiful thing. Get one of these cameras, take it out for a beautiful day, photo walk, and your life will be richer for it.